Is this series over yet? Yes, the Giants lose to Miami yet again, 5-4. This is Giants Roundup. It's June 13th. You can follow on Twitter, join the Crook and Kite page on Facebook, and most importantly, please be kind and hit that subscribe button. Where we can't for some weird reason. I think the Giants are just simply cursed when they play the Marlins. Doesn't matter how bad they are, they always find a way to fucking beat us. And this really realistically, is it time to make a roster move? That's going to be the next question. We can move on here later, but Giants were able to get to Caleb Smith for 3 runs. That was the good part. Suarez wasn't too terribly bad today either. 2 earned and 5 innings pitched, but Melanson came in the 6th, and that's when the shit started hitting the fan. But it started off nicely with a 2-run home run by Andrew McCutchen to make it 2-0. Then in the 4th inning, Cameron Maben singles to score Brian Anderson to make it 2-1. And then Brinson reaches on a single to score Real Muto 2-2, and those tied until the top of the 6th, when Austin Jackson, who was tonight's starting left fielder, singles to score Brandon Crawford. It made it 3-2. And then Justin Bohr singles to score JT Real Muto that ties the game, and then that would. And Suarez got the hook. Melanson comes in. He's still not 100%. He's nowhere ready to be anywhere near closing yet. So he's gonna, but unfortunately, stuck in pitching in the 6th inning was not good tonight. Tony Watson was good in the 7th. The Giants did get back on top with a single by Longoria to score Buster Posey in the top of the 7th and be 4-3. But that would be it for the Giants scoring. Sam Dyson comes in and gives up an unearned run, and this was on a as Dyson was not sharp tonight. Will Smith allows the inherited runner to score. And then in the 9th inning, this is the decision that I really question. And this is probably one of the most questionable decisions Bochy's made this year is, why do you go with Reyes fucking Maranta in the 9th inning? Not a situation to put, and Maranta has been worked the last 3 of the 4 fucking games. Why the fuck do you put Maranta in the game? That is my WTF of the night. And he walks a batter, and he allows a runner to get on. That was the end of Maranta. Hunter Strickland comes in and was not able to allow. Strickland comes in, inherits the runner, and unfortunately, it ended up in a walk-off for Miami as Brian Anderson sacrifices to score Rojas. 5-4 ends up your final score. And as I said, this is a loss that does fall on Bruce Bochy. I normally don't question Bochy, but tonight he certainly made some questionable decisions. And granted, the rotation's not been helping him either. But this was a better start by Suarez. He recovered a bit from the last start. But they need to hope that Samardzija or certainly Cueto can get back before it's too little too late. And yeah, but it's just one of those situations where Bochy, he's a great manager, but tonight was just not his night, and I do question the decision to put Miranda in the game in this situation. This would have been a much better situation for Strickland or even Ty Block. Why haven't you worked? You might have to use Ty Block tomorrow in a higher leverage situation. I know it's not a great situation. And then once you get to LA, somebody on the Kruk and Kite Facebook page mentioned this, and I think this may not be a too terribly bad of an idea. Is possibly make a roster move once you get to LA, maybe DFA Corey Guerin, who's just not been great. Give a and I think this might be an option. Everybody's talking about Derek Law, the flamethrower, but I think one who's maybe more deserving of a call up, and nobody's talking about him is Submariner Tyler Rogers. This may be a good opportunity to call up the Submariner and see what he can bring to the bullpen. It cannot hurt. It absolutely cannot hurt. I just don't know if Guerin's gonna able to find his stuff or not. But yeah, the definitely that core four has definitely been worked the last 4 games, and the bullpen it's starting to leak some oil. Certainly, the ideal situation tomorrow for and certainly after the last start Derek Rodriguez had, I certainly think he would love to come out there tomorrow and get him 6 or 7 innings, rest that pen. Or you could see a situation where you're going to see Ty Block have to pitch maybe 3 or 4 innings in relief because the pen's gassed. Strickland, Strickland will probably be available, but maybe Morantes should not be available tomorrow. Dyson has not been good in Miami. But you need innings out of the starters, and you just need to get some guys back. Not too little too late yet. But tonight's loss, the Giants fall to 4th place at 33 and 35. They are 4.5 games back of Arizona. Luckily for them today, they didn't lose any ground to the Diamondbacks. But LA is now 2.5 in 2nd place. Colorado won today, and they're now 1 game out of last place. The Friars are 5.5 game are 33 and 37. So and certainly get out of Miami. They're just cursed in Miami, but they need to. Suddenly that Dodgers series is now going to turn into a must-win series for the Giants in order to avoid the cellar. Last thing you want is the Giants falling into the cellar and have that June swoon, or else you can kiss any possibility of playoffs goodbye, and you're talking about fire sale, culture change. And this is where it could get really difficult for the Giants. But everybody thought everything would be great once Madison Bumgarner returns, and it's going to take time. I think it's going to take time for Bumgarner to get himself to pitch 7 or 8 innings. This is essentially spring training for Madison Bumgarner right now. But Suarez, he held his own tonight. I certainly think he actually had a decent outing tonight. Hopefully tomorrow Derek Rodriguez can get 6 or 7 innings, and then maybe use Ty Block for 2 innings tomorrow. You may have to use Ty Block tomorrow. He hasn't been worked in this series. Why not use Block? I certainly think today would have been maybe Ty Block would have been a better option than Mark Melancon. I think today shows that Melancon, it's still kind of a spring training situation for Melancon. So I don't know if putting him in these high leverage situations are exactly the best thing for Melancon right now. And certainly you could have saved Tony Watson until the 8th inning or something if you'd used Ty Block. This is just one of those games where if Bochy gets the poop emoji, and there's games like that where even the best managers, they have off games where they make poor decisions and it backfires. And it happens to be Bochy's day on getting the poop emoji. The crazy part is Miami's 26-42 and New York's 28-36. So maybe Miami's not as bad as we thought they would be. So certainly they're. So maybe Derek Jeter knows what he's doing. Not yet. But certainly he will be responsible for the 2021 lockout for certain. And there will be no show tomorrow. They will get one more game. It'll be a 9 a.m. game. So, skip this game. Oversleep those alarms. Forfeit the game. Fly to L.A. Just Bochy's answer for anything tomorrow? Dodgers. Los Angeles. Los Angeles. They'll be up against Dan Straley, who's kind of been leaking oil the last few games. But certainly then seeing Austin Jackson play left, that was kind of a head scratcher. This is concerning though. If we start seeing Austin Jackson play left, I say why not unleash the Slater? I think at some point maybe you have to consider calling up Austin Slater. If especially if Williamson doesn't start finding his swing soon, you may have no choice but to call up Austin Slater. And you know what? Maybe he can provide you a pop. Oh, everybody was coming. It looks like we're going to have something interesting to talk about in the MLB Roundup tonight. And after that, the Giants' next opponent, the LA Dodgers. They get to go to LA after this game. And I want to look at the attendance. But it looks like, no, we might be playing LA with a certain player being suspended. So tonight's attendance in Miami was 6,075. And then they go to LA, and they're going to be playing an LA team that's a wounding, or whose rotation's walking wounded at this point. Game one is going to be Derek Holland against Ross Stripling. Stripling hasn't been too terribly bad since becoming a starter. And then game two will be on, and this will be a 5 o'clock game on Tuesday. And this will be on this will be a Fox game too on Saturday. Saturday game on Fox. It will be Alex Wood against Madison Bumgarner. Also, I need to take a look at the other game again because I think that's also an on. That is, yeah, this is going to be an NBC Bay Area game. This will not be on a. So make a note of it. So it'll be on NBC Bay Area in the Bay Area. KMAX 31 in Sacramento and KAIL 7.1 in Fresno. On good old over-the-air antenna TV. Then it'll be a Fox game on Tuesday. I mean, a Fox game on Saturday, and then Sunday's finale, I think, it's on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. No, no, it's not the Sunday Night Baseball game, but that will be back on NBC Sports Bay Area, and the starter to be announced on Sunday against Chris Stratton. So they might actually see the best of the Dodgers rotation. So if you can get to Stripling, get to Wood, you can actually feel confident. And I'm kind of curious to see how much longer it'll be until Clayton Kershaw returns to the rotation. But Maeda, Hill, Kershaw, all hurt. But the bats are kind of finding their way right now. Looks like Kershaw is throwing a bullpen session. Rich Hill's going to start a rehab assignment. Daniel Corsino is, so it looks like Kenta Maeda is going to be activated. So that helps things a bit there. But let's check up on. I also think this weekend we are going to see Jeff Samardzija start a rehab assignment. Yes, Friday Jeff Samardzija starts a rehab assignment in Sacramento. He will throw 60 pitches and see where he is. Looks like he'll get a couple starts in before rejoining the rotation. That's really encouraging news. So probably end of June we're gonna get Jeff Samardzija, and hopefully his velocity will be up a skosh. And Johnny Cueto. Okay, Brandon Belt took some batting practice. This is encouraging news. Is possibly the return of Brandon Belt. But it looks like he will probably go to the minors, and then looks like we'll probably see Brandon Belt back with the Giants next week. That's really good news. And then Johnny Cueto will have another bullpen session. If that goes well, then we'll see probably Cueto start batting practice and go on a rehab assignment. Hopefully, we'll get him back before the All Star break. So certainly some reinforcements coming, but the Giants need to get the bats up a skosh here in the next series. Let's get the hell out of Miami and start getting some. They need to start rattling off some wins, or it might be too little, too late. And also, speaking of bats who've gone cold, it's Joe Panic went 1 for 5 tonight. But who's starting to get a little hot has been Andrew McCutchen, 2 for 5. His average has climbed to 262. Let's go to the MLB Roundup for tonight. In Atlanta, the Braves beat blank the Mets 2-0. Taking the win is Michael Soroka. Taking the loss, and a hard loss for Jacob deGrom. An earned run in 7 innings pitched. Johan Camargo goes 2 for 3. Freddie Freeman with his 14th home run of the year. And in Tampa tonight, the Rays blank the Blue Jays 1-0, taking the win. Diego Castillo taking the loss. Ryan Tepera. Curtis Granderson goes 3 for 4 for the Blue Jays in a losing effort today. J.A. Happ, a good outing, just did not get the run support. And it looks like today's starter was Wilmer Font, who's 3 1/3 scoreless innings. Matt Andrees, 3 2/3 scoreless innings. In Milwaukee, the Brewers get a big series win over the Cubbies, 1-0. Yolis Chacin takes the win, taking the hard loss, and with no run support today was Mike Montgomery for the Cubbies. And now the Brewers have a game-and-a-half lead over the Cubs in a big series win for the Milwaukee Brewers today. And the difference maker was a home was Lorenzo Cain's 8th home run, and that's all the Brewers needed today. In Baltimore, the Red Sox beat the Orioles 5-1, and Chris Sailing was sailing away to a win. Andrew Benintendi goes 2 for 3. Mookie Betts hits his 18th home run of the year. And yes, just Dingers Martinez, JD Martinez, his 22nd home run of the year. Jeffrey Ramirez, 4 1/3, 3 earned runs, and possibly his major league debut. Mike Wright Jr., 2 earned and 2 1/3 innings pitched. And in Arizona, the Diamondbacks lose to the Pirates tonight, 5-4. Taking the win, Jameson Tylon, and Zach Greinke gets roughed up for 5 earned and 4 2/3 innings pitched. And Tylon was just great for the Pirates tonight. And the Pirates get the series win over the D-backs in that one. In Seattle, the Mariners beat the Angels 8-6, taking the win. Roenis Elias taking the loss. Oliver Drake. Gene Segura goes 3 for 5. Ryan Healy goes 3 for 4 for the Mariners and hits his 13th home run of the year. Mike Trout goes 2 for 3. Chris Young hits his 3rd home run of the year, goes 3 for 4 for the Halos tonight. Getting closer to that Mendoza line. Not a good outing for Garrett Richards. I think he left with an injury today. Oh, they lose Garrett Richards and Zach Cozart to injuries today. So yeah, it looks like hamstring issues for Richards. Cozart suffers a shoulder strain. Marco Gonzalez, 3 earned and 5 innings pitched. But both bullpens were unreliable today. Chase and Bradford, 2 earned and 1 inning pitched for Seattle. And Seattle improves to 44-24. And in New York, the Nationals beat the Yankees 5-4. Taking the win, Justin Miller, Chasen Shreve taking the loss. Giancarlo Stanton goes 3-for-4. Adam Eaton goes 3-for-4 for the Nationals. And young Juan Soto, muy bueno today for the Nationals. Hits 2 home runs in the Bronx, getting his 5th home run of the year. And Sonny roughs up Sonny Gray for 4 earned runs and 5 innings pitched. And Gray has just not been good this year. And in Philadelphia, the Rockies salvage a game against the Phillies 7-2, taking the win. Tyler Anderson taking the loss. Nick Pivetta, who gets roughed up for 6 earned runs. Trevor Story goes 3 for 5. Carlos Gonzalez 2 for 3. Jesmuel Valentin goes 3 for 4 for the Phillies tonight and hits his first career home run. And in Detroit tonight, the Tigers beat the Twins 5-2, taking the win. Joe Jimenez taking the loss. Addison Reed, 3 earned runs and 2/3 of an inning pitched. And Reed falls to 1-5 this year. John Hicks goes 3 for 4. Nico Goodrum 3 for 4 for Detroit. As the youth movement comes along there. And Reed gives up 4 runs, 3 earned, and 2/3 of an inning pitched. When he's bad, he's bad. And in Chicago tonight, the White Sox beat the Indians 3-2 and get a series win over the Tribe. Dylan Covey takes the win, 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. Trevor Bauer, 7 2/3 innings pitched in a losing effort, gives up 3 earned runs, 12 strikeouts. Charlie Tilson goes 2 for 3 for the White Sox tonight. Michael Brantley 3 for 5 in a losing effort for the Tribe. And Joaquim Soria picks up his 10th save of the year. And in St. Louis, the Padres get a series win over the St. Louis Cardinals 4-2. Taking the win, Eric Lauer. Taking the loss, Luke Weaver, who gives up 4 earned runs and 5 1/3 innings pitched. And yes, don't look now. The Padres are 33-37 on the year and are 500 or 15-16 on the road. So San Diego definitely not out of it by any stretch. And they could think at the deadline, why not us? And in Kansas City, the the Bengals blank the Chiefs 7-0, taking the win. Tyler Mahle taking the loss. Jason Hamill. Whit Merrifield goes 2 for 3 for Kansas City. Jorge Soler, 2 for 3 for Kansas City. And Tim Hill gives up 3 runs, 2 earned, and 2/3 of an inning pitched for Kansas City. And the Reds improved to 25-43. No, they are not the worst team in baseball right now. That goes to the Kansas City Royals. No, I think maybe even Baltimore may have a worse record. And games currently in progress right now. In the 6th inning, the Astros are clobbering the A's at the Coliseum 10-3. Yuli Gurriel 2 for 3. Marwin Gonzalez 2 for 3 for the Astros. It was one and done for Paul Blackburn tonight. 1 inning and he was done. 8 earned runs. Not a good night for Blackburn. Emilio Pagan comes in, gives up 2 earned and 2 2/3 innings pitched. And the A's continue to be the punching bag for the Houston Astros. And in the LA Dodgers. And at the end of the 5th inning, it's the Rangers and the LA Dodgers tied at 2 apiece. Justin Turner hit his second home run of the year. Cole Hamels 2 runs, 1 earned in 5 innings pitched. Kenta Maeda 2 earned in 5 innings pitched. And that was not the big story of tonight in LA, though. That's right. There was a bench clearing brawl in LA tonight. That's right. We had a bench. That's right. We had a bench clearing brawl tonight in LA between Chirinos and Kemp. Both get ejected from the game, and looks like the Giants may not have to face Matt Kemp as he could likely be suspended, barring appeal. That is, he could be appealing during the Giants series. But Chirinos and Kemp both ejected for fighting. As Kemp runs over Chirinos, and then they throw punches, and both will likely be suspended for a while. That's good news for the Giants fans. We don't have to deal with Matt Kemp since he'll be suspended for the next series. And now on to the minors. The Fresno Grizzlies beat the New Orleans Baby Cakes 9-2. Kyle Tucker goes 3 for 5 for the Grizzlies. Brock Dixhorn, whatever his name is, takes the win. 6 and 2/3 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, 1 earned run. Pablo Lopez takes the loss for the Baby Cakes. And the River Cats beat the Round Rock Express tonight, 7-5. Steven Duggar, maybe he's ready for a call up at this point. He goes 3 for 5. Gregor Blanco 3 for 5 tonight. And with the struggles in left field, you can't overlook Gregor Blanco for a return. Looks like now Austin Slater is playing first base for the River Cats. Taylor Hill, 4 earned in 5 innings pitched. Derek Law, great out of the bullpen tonight. Ray Black, great out of the bullpen tonight. Strikes out 2, so maybe he could be looked at for a call-up. Honestly, though, I think Rogers is more deserving since he's put more time in AAA. But this will conclude it tonight. I am going to go catch up on the brawl. And it'll be nice to see the Giants play possibly a Matt Kempless Dodgers in the next series. Everybody have a good night.